Hello folks, this is Arthan from inspiredwise.com and today we are going to unbox and review the Honor 20i smartphone. So guys, let's first start with an unboxing for the same. This is the official box for the Honor 20i. Inside you get the smartphone with the gradient back finish, and you also get the SIM tray slot removal pin, the quick start guide, the TPU cover which would get yellow with time, and inside you also get the 5V 2A charger for this one along with the USB type A to micro USB cable. There are no earphones present on the inside, and you get the warranty card and documentation apart from all of this. Now let's talk about the build and design for the smartphone. It's a plastic built smartphone, polycarbonate back, but it has a very nice finish and it gets smudges and scratches quite easily. At the back there's a triple camera sensor along with the fingerprint module. On the right hand side there's the power button and the volume rocker. At the bottom there's the micro USB port along with the 3.5mm jack and the speaker grill for this one along with the microphone. And if you look closely on the right hand side, you can see that the camera module protrudes out slightly, and if you keep the smartphone on a flat table it would rock a little bit, so that's something. And apart from that, it comes with a hybrid SIM tray slot and there are dual SIM dual VoLTE options present on the smartphone, so that's something good about it. If we talk about the display, it's a 6.21-inch full HD plus 19.5:9 IPS LCD display with a dewdrop notch, and the chin is slightly big compared to few other smartphones. Now let's talk about the specifications. On the inside it comes with a Kirin 710 chipset, 4GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, out of which you get 110GB plus free. If we talk about other features, it supports USB OTG, there's no NFC support, and it does come up with all of the sensors which are required for a great smartphone experience. Now let's talk about few other things. It does not support wideband L1, it's on L3 level, and I don't think they are gonna fix this with an OTA update anytime soon. And apart from that, if we talk about the OS and other experiences, it comes with EMUI based on Android 9 Pie, and the experience was good enough. I felt even with the 4GB RAM, the phone was really snappy. There's also a screen resolution, smart resolution feature, which switches between Full HD Plus and HD Plus resolutions depending upon how it needs to save your battery and everything. There's a rider mode application. There are few pre-bundled applications which are kind of bloatware, but you can uninstall them, and that's a pretty good feature to have. If we talk about the benchmark performance, the Kirin 710 is an okay chipset, not really a hard hitting chipset. It's an okay chipset to get your work done, but not really as powerful as a Snapdragon 675. It has limited camera to API support, which means that Gcam would be really tough to run on this one. If I talk about few other things and the benchmark scores, they were above average. It's good, respectable, but not really hard hitting. And the internal storage is not UFS storage, so the read-write speeds were also up to around 300 megabytes per second, so that's okay at best. But where the smartphone shines is gaming. So by default it suggests you to play PUBG on medium settings, but you can go as high as HD and high. Using the GPU turbo, the smartphone ensures that you can play games at really high FPS for a really long duration of time. Our PUBG session also lasted really long and we killed a lot of enemies during that, and even after a long intense almost like half an hour of gameplay, the smartphone was heated up a little bit, but there was no frame rate drop, there was no stutter or lag whatsoever. The smartphone went up to 41 to 43 degrees in a temperature controlled environment which was set at around 28 to 30 degrees. So if it heats up that much in a situation like that, most probably it would heat up even more if you are outside. So that's one of the major cons for this device, but the gaming performance, I really liked it. Now let's talk about few other things. You can play a lot of other different games also on really high settings. As you can see, we played GTA San Andreas, and now let's talk about the camera for this one. It comes with a 24 megapixel f1.8 PDF camera, a 8 megapixel f2.4 ultra wide sensor, a 2 megapixel depth sensor. It also has a 32 megapixel f2.0 sensor. It supports 1080p videos at 60 frames per second. The low light performance definitely needs work, and there are some stage lighting options in the portrait that also need a little bit more work. The portrait mode edge detection needs fixing, and what I found was that the ultra wide sensor does perform good, but only if you are in outside conditions, and the color science needs a little bit more work because when the AI mode was enabled, it shifted the color tones to a slightly more overexposed region. So that's something that I feel needs more work, but the ultra wide sensor does afford you a little bit more of any scene, and that's something which is good to have in cramped up spaces. Apart from that, the still camera is something which is good in this price range, and these kind of options you won't get on any other smartphone in this price range, so that makes it a little bit different from the competitors out there. But the competitors have better primary cameras, so that's one of the things. I didn't feel that there was any sort of EIS or OIS on the videos, but the 1080p 60 fps videos did look good. The front camera videos were also good with ample sharpness and dynamic range. And now let's talk about few other things. It comes with a 0.64 watt per kg SAR value, and there is no 2.5D curved glass on the display for this one. If we talk about few other options and things, it has face unlock, it has fingerprint sensor, and both of them are quite fast. It comes with aptX HD audio support, FM radio, and 5 GHz Wi-Fi support as well. And now let's do a sound check. The sound was loud and crisp, but it's not a stereo speaker setup. If we talk about video playback on the YouTube application, you can go all the way up to the whole notch display. But if you are running something like MX Player or any other third-party application, it won't show the video content in the notch area. So that's something which needs a little bit of a software fix. This smartphone would retail for a price of around 16,000 to 19,000 rupees in India, and it competes directly against something like the Redmi Note 7 Pro and few other smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy A50. It does fall short in some areas, but I felt that the gaming and camera really redeemed this phone in some aspects, and it's all a personal choice. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide if you want a smartphone with these specific features and these shortcomings or not. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you like this one, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and do subscribe to Inspire to Rise for more awesome tech videos like this one. And guys, no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.